Hi everyone, I know that Thursdays I usually post drone footage, but recently it has been kind of cold. It has been below freezing for about 2 weeks now, so I have not been able to go out and fly. Unfortunately, I would like to keep my fingers and I don't want them to freeze off, so here we are today. We're going to be talking about different accessories that I use for my Mavic and ones that I recommend you buying. We'll get real lost. We'll get real lost again. Just run away with my time. So we're gonna start off with the skin from Decals Girl. This skin cost me about $29 and it comes with the body as well as 3 batteries. So if you have the Fly More combo, it would have a skin for every battery that you own. If you have other batteries, you might have to buy them separately as well. I don't think that a skin is completely necessary. However, I go to a lot of drone meetups and it is easy for you to confuse your drone with somebody else's drone in, a group setting kind of thing. But if you fly by yourself, you don't really need a skin. A lot of people like to use very bright skins, but I like my darker ones, and I also included my own decals. So I cut the red decals. And shout out to any Game of Thrones fans. And the next thing I want to talk about are extenders. So these extenders I actually bought as a package along with a few other accessories that I'm going to talk about, but I've seen them on eBay for like $2-3. They come in packages with other Mavic accessories, but I highly recommend getting extenders. I have used my Mavic in snow, sand, as well as tall grass, and this will keep your blades as well as your gimbal out of whatever, out of the elements pretty much. So I highly recommend you getting a extender. It also prevents the bottom of the drone from getting scratched up. Moving on, we have the stick guard for your remote control. This is one of those things that actually will come with the extender. So I bought a kit that included the extenders, a gimbal protector, as well as the joystick protector for about $12.99 on Amazon. It also comes with a whole bunch of other little things, but those are the main things that I actually use. So extender, joystick guard, as well as the gimbal protector. Speaking of a gimbal protector, the Mavic actually comes with a clear bulb, but the bulb I actually broke. So I have this gimbal protector. This one is from Polar Pro, but there are other brands that actually make something, so it just slips right on and it holds your gimbal from moving. You definitely need to remove this before you start your drone, because once you start your drone, the gimbal actually initializes and this blocks it from moving, and you don't want to cause any issues. If you fly outside and it is super bright, I recommend getting filters. I have the Polar Pro filters. There are 6 of them in the Cinema pack. It comes with ND 4, 8, 16, and those 3 are polarized. And it comes with ND 8, 16, and 32, and those are not polarized. So the difference between the polarized as well as non-polarized is the polarized filters, it will actually help you cut reflections in water if you're flying over water, as well as makes your sky bluer. The only downside to the polarizing filter is you have to put it on the correct way. It has to be at the right angle for the sunlight to hit so that you can get nice clear water as well as blue skies, as I mentioned before. What I usually do as a trick for the polarized filters is to put it in front of my eye and rotate it until the sky is blue. I usually point it in the direction of where I want to fly. So after I get that right rotation, I take my drone and I put the filter right onto the camera, just like that. And for the most part it works, but it's a little hard to change it as you fly your drone. Usually on a DSLR, while you are holding the camera, you just twist it to get the polarizing effect. As I mentioned before, I do recommend filters. I do recommend filters where it has a lot of reviews, because you don't want to use bad glass in front of your camera, especially if you're trying to film for cinematic effects. And what's the point of putting something cheap in front of your camera to try to get the best footage? So definitely check out footage online before you buy filters. Polar Pro is highly recommended, and that's why I went with Polar Pro even at the $150 price point. The next item I have is the Savoi 3 battery charging hub. The difference between this one and the DJI is that the DJI hub charges in series and this charges it all in parallel. What that means is this one will charge all 3 batteries at once. DJI does one after another. Another feature of this is that there's a USB port here, and if you have a battery attached to the hub, you can actually start using it as a power bank to charge your remote or your phone on the go. This is great because I don't use my batteries up all the way when I fly, and I always have 10 to 20% left. What I can do is put the battery on and charge my phone or remote so that I can fly again. If you travel a lot and you have a lot of batteries, I highly recommend you getting a LiPo safe bag. I bought one from Cam Kicks on Amazon, and this was $12.99 and it holds 6 batteries. There are other brands out there that you can also buy for your batteries, but I'm going to link the one that I bought down below. Along the same lines as the extenders for the Mavic, you can also buy a launch pad. The launch pad you can actually put on top of grass or whatever, and I got this on Amazon as well for $15.99, and this is great if you are in like a very sandy place or dirt. It comes with little stakes and you can actually put it into the ground so that it won't fly away. Last but not least, I have the low noise propellers from DJI. They are $10 for a pair, so you would need to put down $20 for your Mavic. I do recommend buying the low noise propellers. They actually do make a difference. When it is hovering, the difference between the two, there isn't much of a difference. They sound the same. However, when you are punching up or you're punching forward, it is a lot quieter. And I didn't really believe that it would make a big difference. However, the first time I used the low noise propellers, I noticed it right away once I took off. So these are all of the different accessories that I use and that I highly recommend you checking out. You don't need any of these, but you know, they make your life easier. They change the way you take your footage, especially the filters. Things like the joystick guard. If you already have a bag that holds the controller, you don't really need the joystick guard, but if you have this like an open bag or anything like that, you can just shove it in. I do recommend you getting the joysticks because, the guard for the joysticks, because you don't want it to be in your bag and tilted the whole entire ride wherever you're going to shoot your footage. And I do recommend the battery hub as well. Before I had this, I only used the included charger, which only charges battery one at a time. And when I am charging the batteries at the end of the night, I don't want to just leave it plugged in and forget that I was even charging batteries, and then the next morning I only have one available. So having something like this, it would guarantee that I would have 3 batteries completed by the end of the day. So hopefully next week I would be able to go back to my drone footage. If not, I'm probably going to start flying my little tiny whoop inside the house. It's too cold out there, guys, and if you are flying in this cold in the United States, you guys are crazy. I hope you guys found this useful, and if you did, give me a thumbs up, subscribe for some drone footage hopefully next week, and have a safe time flying out there, guys.